Once I've done it a couple of times, it worked out good. So I'm going to show you how I did it. So I have my paper trimmer here, my trusty paper trimmer, and I have a piece of thick white cardstock. And so I'm going to start with that. Let's get this stuff over. And I'm going to turn my paper so that it's landscape. I'm going to score at 2 1/4. Now make sure we score. I have my scoring blade at the top rather than the bottom because that's more comfortable for me. So I'm going to score at 2 1/4, at 4 inches, and at 6 1/4. And the 6 1/4 inch line is like right where you have to open up the arm. So it's right here. I keep thinking I should put a mark there, like a white mark. 6 1/4 is that one. And I will put all these measurements on my blog. You'll find it at stampwithdeb.com. And then I'm going to go to 8 3/8 and then just back off a hair. So you can see I'm just 8 3/8 and then I've backed off just a tiny bit. So it's too much glare there probably. Just not much at all, because any cut that you make, when you cut it twice, it's twice, how do I want to say this? It amplifies it even that much more. So you just want to go a tiny bit, and that's 8 3/8 and then just back off a very little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this in half at 4 1/4. And our paper is not exactly 4 1/4. So I am going to trim off just a tiny bit to make it exact, because these two pieces are going to come together. So let's see if they are the same. Close enough. Okay, then I think that's all I need my paper trimmer for. Set it over there. Okay, now you have three score lines here, and I'm going to go ahead and fold them. Let's see, the easiest way. This is 2 1/4. This is 1 3/4, the second one. Then this is 2 1/4, and I don't know exactly what this one is. It's 2 1/4, 2 and a little bit over 1/4. Okay, so this small one is the one we're going to focus on. Okay, but we're only going to focus on it enough that we know that this is going to be folded over like this. Okay, you're going to fold the one on the furthest right with your small one here on this panel. Same thing here. This is the small one right here. This is the 1 3/4 inch one, and so this is going to fold in. And you want to make sure that you do burnish these and that they are straight. That's really important. Okay, now, oh, I should have taken my nail polish off. I ended up with a spot of red there. Okay, now these two are going to go together to make the center of the card, to make the front. So these two are coming together to make this right here. That's what this is right here. So we're going to bring those two together, and then I have that's not it, a piece here that is already cut. That's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. This is going to go on top of those two. So you want to make sure that you're not overlapping back here. You want it nice and flat, but you're going to put your edges even with the 4 1/4, and it looks like I did okay. I never know. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on here. Oops, that's not the adhesive I wanted, but that will work. That'll give me a nice strong hold. This is Stamp and Seal Plus, and so it'll give me a really good strong hold. And I'm just going to line these up. I'd rather use a liquid adhesive. It gives me more room to kind of play with it if they don't line up exactly. But we're going with that today. And then I will attach this, do the same thing on this one. And I'm doing this first because this is like the critical part. If this doesn't work, then your card is not, you may as well not do the rest, right? Okay, And I'm just going to line that up. And there is our flying seagull. Okay, then we're going to just go ahead and fold the rest of these. And you're just going to fold it back and forth and burnish it. You just want to make sure that your folds are straight, your score lines are straight. Because, let's see, I'm going to fold that away. Because otherwise your card will not look straight, right? Okay, so there's our flying seagull, and there is the beginning of our card. Okay, so then once I had this part done, I came in and I have my 4 1/4 here, so I'm going to go ahead and start decorating, doing the decoration on it, right? Okay, so I'm going to go to my liquid glue here, and I'm just going to attach this, and I'll put all those measurements online. This is like 3 7/8, I think, by 3 7/8, and this is 4 by 4. And then I cut a piece of this designer series paper. This is from the Butterfly Kisses designer series paper. You could use anything here. Let me just make sure that I do have the right one. So this is 1 1/4 by 3 7/8. So I'm just going to attach that to there. Okay, now we're going to grab the rest of these and go ahead and put these on before we finish the center of that. And these are going to go on this. So this is the In Color Shimmer paper, and it is the, I want to call it Lemon Lime. Come on, guys, help me out. What's the name of this paper? What color is this? This is, help me out. Give me some tips here. And then this is the other designer series. This is the designer series paper that I used for the other. Just make sure my little hearts are going right side up. This is the new color, the new In Color for this year, and I can't think of the name of it. That's terrible. Parakeet Party, thank you. Thank you, Patty. Very good. Parakeet Party is what the name of that is. And then this is Calypso Coral in here. Yeah, we're going to have a whole new color line. Well, not a whole new color line, but a bunch of new colors, I'm sure. Some of our retired colors will be coming back. And we'll have some new colors to try to memorize now for the next 5 years. Fun, huh? Okay, now that is all ready to go. Let's finish this up. So before I go too far, I want to show you the stamp set that I'm using. Let's pull those off. This comes as, if you purchase the bundle, it comes with an embossing folder, comes with dies, all these dies, and then the stamps. And they're 2-step stamps, so they have an outside and an inside, some of them are. I love the greetings on this. I think that is just really fun. Oh, we need to stamp our greeting on here before I put it on, because I didn't do that before. And so I'm using the greeting from the set that says, enjoy the sweeter things in life. So I'm going to stamp it, and I'm going to do something that I don't usually do. I'm going to go right across the designer series paper and across the white. Oops, I didn't get life. Let's just check it and make sure it's good. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp right across here, centering it. So part of it is on the DSP, and part of it is on the white. And I should have gone a little further to the right. So there's a tip. If you do this, try to go in between words. My S has got a kind of a funny look, and I would have been better off to have done it. See, it's just kind of got lost part of the S. Looks like it got tucked behind, but it's okay. We're going to go with it. All right. At least it's not blurry. Okay, so this embossing folder is one of our hybrid embossing folders. This is how it embosses, but I didn't want this on my background because I wanted to stamp the greeting right on there. And so I decided not to emboss that, but we are going to use it. Let's close up this pad before I put my hands in it. Okay, so I'm going to take I have a piece of paper here that's cut at 5 1/4 by 4. This was really tricky, figuring out how to stamp, what direction to stamp, so that it will fit in the embossing folder, and positioning this one on the block so that it fits on the block, because I wanted to use a block instead of my Stamparatus. If I'd done it on the Stamparatus, it would have been probably easier, but I still had to figure out which way I was going, because it has to be, this is what die cuts. These 4 right here are what die cut. So I had to stamp it so that it would work when I put it in. The first time I did it, I ended up putting it in like this and then having to trim off all these parts so that I could run it through the machine. So we're going to try to avoid that today. Okay, and I'm stamping with Parakeet Party. Oh, see, if I just looked on my desk, I would have seen the color. That pad needs clean, that lid needs clean. It looks like it was used for something. Okay, and I'm just going to ink this up. This is a large stamp, so I'm not going to use this one. So maybe I won't even ink it. Maybe I'll just leave that one not just half inked. Doesn't matter. And so I'm just going to stamp that onto my paper directly. And hopefully I put it in the right place, huh? Okay, and then I am going to stamp the center, and for this one, I'm going to stamp off. So we'll stamp on our paper here, and then onto here. And this is a pretty easy one for 2-step stamping because it's there's enough space between. So, okay, now let's put this aside, and let's bring in my machine. So I'm going to put that up there. I'm going to move my pad because it slides. And we have our machine. So I'm using plate number 1 and plate number 4. Okay? Now for this, I am going to put my dies. Your dies go in your embossing folder. So I'm going to put my dies on the side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo. They're going to lay right there. And they kind of click in there. They just kind of, you know, you can tell when they're seated right. Okay, then I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn this over, holding those in place. It's a little tricky. I'm going to line up my images. Just like that. Okay, it has to come down a little bit. Come on. This is probably the hardest part. And then I'm just going to close the back on this. Just like that, okay? Put it in. You always want to go in with this edge first. Put my plate on top. And I put my machine on the wrong, my handle on the wrong side, so we're going to do this left-handed, which is a little harder, especially if you can't reach. Okay. It's okay, we got it. Okay. All right. Bring this back, and let's see what we got. Hopefully we have a half of a lime. We do, we have a couple half of limes, huh? Okay. And that is how you use that embossing folder. So remember, it's plates number 1 and 4, okay? All right, and the die goes right in the folder. And then I have this left, which could be used for something. If I was covering a center area with another layer, that could be used for something. Okay, let's put that over there. Okay, then I have already pre-cut and stamped the leaves that came in the set. And so I just stamped those in the same color, and I have those already cut out somewhere. Where did I put them? Oh, they're over here. Okay, so we're ready to put our card together here, the front together. And I'm just going to attach my largest image first. And that's going to go in the background, and I'm going to use a little bit of green glue. And it's okay if it goes over, because we have, if our leaves go over, because we have some room there on the side. So, and then this one and this one are going to go on with dimensionals. Both of these are. So where did I put my dimensionals? I put them on my desk and said, okay, I'm going to put them where they're handy, because they're always disappearing. But I have some more in my drawer, so we'll just grab some of those. Okay, so this one is going to go right here. And you see, that's why I wanted to stamp my greeting first, because then I would know where I was going to put those others. This one is going to slip under here and go right in there. Okay, let's tuck our leaves in here. For the leaves, I'm going to use glue dots, of course. And I think I'll put them on the back and attach them. So if I put it on the back, then I'm going to attach it to the card. If I put it on the front, it's going to attach to the image that's in front. Okay, come on. That one doesn't want to let go. He likes where he is. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck this into here. And the nice thing is there are 2 leaf dies in this set. So that's nice, because then you can cut it all at once, pretty much. These glue dots must be old or something. They are, maybe it's too much moisture in the air. They are wanting to stay there. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, my trusty tool here that I love, and just take them off there. And I've glued that on there, but I can lift it up. I've only glued the center. Okay, now let's attach this to the front of our card. And there we are. Really simple. I'm going to show you another card that I made that's the same style as this. Oh, let's put some bling on this. We have to have bling, right? I'm going to use the In Colors. Since it's an In Color, Parakeet Party is, I'm going to use the In Color bling. And I'm just going to put in the large, I'm going to use the large one for the center of my large image, of course. Okay, come on, pick up. There we go. All right. There we go. And then I guess I'll use the smaller ones in the other one. I could put a large one in this one and a small one in that one. There we go. It's not shimmery, glimmery, but I think it adds to it. Okay, so there is that one. And this is another one that I made using the new online exclusive, one of the stamp sets from the online exclusive. And it just opens up like that, and using the designer series paper that coordinates with it. And I've used the designer series paper in the background here as well. And the greeting came from it. It is the Irresistible Balloons. It's this one that's online only. It's an online exclusive. So you can go online at Stamp with Deb and order this at any time. I believe the paper's on back on not orderable right now, but they will be restocking that, as well as the stamp set. The dies are on not orderable, I think. At least they were last time I looked. So things change quickly, especially for online. Okay, so you can go online, go to stampwithdeb.com and click on shop, and there you can order it, or at least see when it's going to be available again. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate that, and I will try to get back and answer any questions that you had. Bye-bye.